G'day and welcome to the mailbag previewing a huge meeting at headquarters highlighted by the Australian Guineas, a Group 1 for the 3-year-olds over the mile. We're going to touch on the 4 group races on this show. We're a bit time poor. We're going to do race 4, which is the Francis Tresca over 400 metres, Group 3 for fillies and mares. Race 5, the Shaftesbury Avenue Handicap 400 metres, Group 3, the Guineas, and we're going to finish with the Blamey Stakes over the mile as well as a Group 2. Scooty and I have just been on a nice little trip to Tasmania.
Yeah, Launceston Cup, thanks to Tas Racing.
Outstanding experience. I loved every bit of it, except the track was awful. Every other part of the trip was outstanding. The hospitality was great, the people were great, the food was good, the golf was outstanding, the bunkers were huge. Scooty rocked up to the first hole there at Barnbugle, were very excited. There'd been a lot of chat that the man with 18 handicap was going to roll me with 14 off the stick. That sort of all went out the window, didn't it? On the first hole when you took about 14 out of that first pot, that greenside bunker.
14 or 30 shots out of the first pot. A little bit of bad variance. I was unlucky to go in there in the first place, but I bounced back and had 30 points according to Stableford off 18. So I was still happy with the round. I was happy that I dug in. So I looked shaky early and then I dug in and I got the 50 on the board, but it wasn't quite enough, so well done.
Another highlight for me for the trip was we had a beautiful dinner with Stevie Walters there last night, and Steve has a beautiful little dog, wouldn't know how to fly, that waits for him in the car, goes everywhere with him, Pistol,
yeah,
everywhere.
So it's like a corgi crossed with a terrier with Jack Russell in it.
Yogi's its name.
Yeah.
And we got a lift home from dinner, and Scoot was like sat in the middle of the back, and I was in the backside, and Scoot was just gonna move little Yogi over and just went to pick him up, but I think Yogi just sniffed a little bit of beta, and he didn't he out for you?
Yeah, look,
I've never seen you so scared in my life.
It was, I've moved on from the incident, but I tell you, like, the dog might have an underlying back or leg injury. I've gone to pick, I was trying to do the right thing. I knew cops would be everywhere, Launceston Cup night. I've gone looking for the seatbelt. I don't want to sit on Jack's knee. I'm moving over from the middle of the seat to the right-hand side. I've gone to pick up Yogi. He's shown me the fangs, and I've sort of just hesitated a bit. Jack's lost it. I thought, fuck it, I'll sit in the middle seat.
It was outfitted by a tiny little like Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Yeah, it's not a big dog.
He sat in the middle like a little kid, you know.
Right. I think Jack Russells are really territorial, and they're front runners. They're bullies. They're flat track bullies, a bit like Black Caviar. On their home deck, they're good, and I don't know if I can say it, but I think they're bitch boys, so they suck up to their owner. And I'm laying Jack Russell's a breed, so if you think you got a good Jack Russell, send us in a photo, and we might give you a free product on the mailbag.
So really Yogi just tried to pick Nick? Is that too bad, that joke?
No, it is pretty average.
Pretty average.
Anyway, great time at Launceston. Do the Barnbugle Launceston Cup double, you won't be disappointed. Jack's got a new hat.
I was going to say, it's no hat, no play down in Tasmania, is it?
It is.
Well, we went and did we had to go to the track early in the morning on Wednesday, and it was absolutely pissing down. We didn't go prepared, so we had to go and
buy some
stuff because we're going to be out in the elements, Pete, as you understand, being a horse watcher yourself. That's where we ran into Gay.
Oh.
Gay and
great lady.
You thought she might be getting a grouse raincoat. There was expensive options everywhere in this shop. She bought a poncho.
She bought a $2.95 poncho.
Which might have been a sign of she didn't think she was going to be on TV that day.
Back to the festival time.
Yeah.
She's Gay Woodhouse.
Anyway, that's enough dribble and yarn. Let's get into this meeting. We're going to start with race 4. The market's coming up now on your screen. Led by Sylvia's mother, then Fidelia, Spanish Whisper. There's some speed in this race, and we're going to show the speed map now. Spanish Whisper is always a hard horse to map. Sylvia's mother drawn 1. Probably gets 3 back at least the fence. Mamselle Tess is always there or thereabouts. I think Beneteau will be sort of midfield, and as always, Fidelia will be sort of snicked and home strong. I'm pretty keen to tip one here outside of the markets. Number 3, Benetoiti for Clinton McDonald and D. Oliver. Clinton's flying. I thought the horse did enough first up. I really like the setup. I love the barrier draw. I like the speed map. Sylvia's mother, I think, is aimed at the Newmarket. to be really interesting how it hits the line, how they ride it here. Spanish Whisper's a horse I really, really like, and Mamselle Test rarely runs a bad race. Did you guys find anything here that interested you?
I thought the market was pretty spot on. I thought Sylvia's Mother was entitled to be favourite. I thought she was great last start. And then Fidelia, another good one of the run-ons. But I really like the idea of Sylvia's Mother finally stepping up to the 1400 for the first time. So pretty obvious play for me, and I couldn't really see much fat in the market.
Yeah, I was much the same. I mean, looking at a few of the horses, I mean, Fidelia's got a nice little track record, but would have to be somewhere back near its best over the 1400 at Flemington, but I think it will be suited. Same with Palmy, especially if they ride it a little bit more conservatively from 7.
I reckon they ride her cold.
Yeah,
cold.
Which I think will probably suit the horse in this race, the way that I'm thinking the track's going to be playing. So, look, there's a few little queries there. So at this stage, I think the market's pretty much spot on.
Race 5, the Shaftesbury Avenue Handicap, again over 400 metres. Age of Chivalry is our favourite from Rock, Yulong January, and BLAZEJOWSKI, who there's been a fair bit of money for early on. Speed map here, I think Goldfields kicks up from 2, but there's no guarantee. Age of Chivalry should be able to do whatever it needs to do from 9. SIRCCONI's a horse that has good speed, not always used. F Troop, MORVADA. MORVADA led last start, winning at Caulfield. I expect they would use some kind of similar tactics. And even Yulong January wants to roll forward as well. So it's a hot speed map. There should be good speed here. I could go on, but I think number 1, Age of Chivalry, is an absolute moral. $3.90 right now is just candy.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the Rock. I see Dwayne and then Rock right next to each other, and I think the Rock. I'm not sweet. Look, we had a flight cancelled out of Launceston. We had to drive an hour in the dark, dodging wombats, and fly to Devonport.
It wasn't sweet.
No cows, it's wombats.
Thanks, Qantas.
You never know.
Yeah.
We weren't driving through a farm when we hit the cow, Peter. We were on the highway.
It's a huge wombat.
Wombats are massive.
Yeah,
if you hit a wombat in a Corolla, mate, the car would flip.
Yeah, you'll know. They're like bricks.
Perth, got no idea. Mate, wombats.
They have quackers.
Wombats are like that big.
And they have quackers that are about that big, aren't they? Yeah, they're big as a quacker.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're like little possums.
On Rottnest, I think.
Yeah, well, you leave cars there?
No.
That's probably a good thing.
We'll get you guys selfies later in the year.
Yeah, I think Rock's a serious horse. I'm just not sure where they've targeted for this race in particular. They've kept him very fresh, looking at the trials, 740 metre and then 900 metre trial. So he might be a little bit more forward. If it's run on, I think he's a genuine danger. But like Jack says, there's Age of Chivalry's going to be, free rolling right up in front, and those 1400 metre races at Flemington sometimes can be a bit leaderish with the right sort of ride. And Damien Lane's a very good rider, so comes across from gate 9, and Rock may run him down, but he's going to trade very short and play.
Yep. Real interesting horse, Rock, because it's dual nominated at up in Sydney as well, with Tommy Berry taking the ride. So whichever way they go with that horse, I'm certainly keen to see how it parades first up, whether it's with Scurry up in Sydney or ourselves down here. That's the way I was leading, just given the horse's first up record, but I expect it will be ready no matter where it turns up.
Race 7, Australian Guineas, Group 1 for the 3-year-olds. We've got a Queenslander, a Kiwi, South Australian. We've got everything here. The market looks like that. Here comes the speed map. Alligator Blood should be able to do whatever it wants from 2. It and Catalyst had that dogfight last time in the CS Hayes Stakes. CHENIER was really good in that race. Alabama Express comes from the CF4. Dallas Sands becoming an enigma, but has the SP profile to justify winning something like this. And then there's Soul Patch that gets the blinkers off drawn 1, likely going to be the last fence, but if they overdo it, will be really strong late. Was the fastest close in the CS Hayes. And then there's Pete's horse, Superstorm. You're keen it, Pete, yeah?
Yeah, just given the profile of the horse, what it did first up in Perth, on one of the episodes of Pathways, I think it was, I compared it to Arcadia Queen's platform before she exploded in the Group 1 Kingston Town Classic. And look, this horse, can't wait to see it. I can't wait to hear your opinion of it as well. But I'm expecting the boys furnished into a real little monster. And it's a really exciting card for WA horses. In the previous race down the straight, you've got Fabigino turning up as well. Not sure the horse will be suited necessarily down the straight, hard to know.
We backed Fabigino at Ascot once, you and me.
We have backed it a couple of times, yeah. But look, I'm really keen on Superstorm, the way the race maps out. Again, I'm not necessarily certain that Alligator Blood will be as suited this time as what we saw last time at Flemington. In fact, I think the horse is, obviously it's been drifting out the whole week, and that's probably my opinion right there for that horse.
Scooty, anything?
Yeah, it's a real interesting one. I took on Alligator Blood pretty aggressively last start and got beaten there. You guys from the yard said Catalyst had improved out of sight, so I respect that. I think Catalyst going off that information and stepping out to 1600 is the horse to beat. I might look silly again laying Alligator Blood, but I think that's the best way to lay in the race. I thought, CHENIER may drift in the market and you might get a better price than what you're getting now, given the weight of money that will be for those two horses from the big syndicates. They'll have pretty strong opinions and they'll take up a lot of market percentage. So I think CHENIER is the value bet and the eye catcher and the horse that will improve fitness-wise. Like, fitness is a big factor that I sort of take into account, so I think he'll have the most improvement. And to get within 1.1 lengths of those other horses that have been up and going, I think that's a great way to play the race. I'd back CHENIER.
I'm also looking for Soul Patch. I was really taken with the way it corroded first up. Thought it was quite forward. Expecting again whether or not this is its grand final. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is from the Keys stable, but wouldn't surprise me at all if Soul Patch improves out of sight compared with those other horses that beat it last start.
Yeah, easily the best roughie in the race. I'd nearly back, I could save on him. I just don't want Soul Patch to hit the line and it being a bad result for me.
Race 8, the Blamey Stakes over the mile, Group 2 this. Traditionally, the key race, looking at this race, historically, is the Futurity or the CF4. We've got 4 runners coming from the CF4 this year, none from the Futurity. We've got Night's Watch, Sosibon, Ring a Ding Ding, and 50 Stars. They were all pretty strong in that race, particularly 50 Stars, and Night's Watch I thought was okay. From 7, 50 Stars can do whatever it likes here, and it did win this race last year. I think it ticks the most boxes, but I really reckon you need to. I don't want to get too. I'm not going to get invested until we've watched all the lead-up races and seen these horses parade, because tactics and map will be key here. They're an even bunch. Night's Watch gets blinkers first time and might ping and settle a little bit closer. And Ring a Ding Ding, I think, if you ignore its last run, what it did at Moonee Valley in the Australia Stakes was pretty enormous.
Yeah, I'm not really growing tired, I guess, of the horse, but Kylie Vella and Admiral's Joker. I think I'd be the head cheerleader of the Admiral Joker fan club. I seem to talk about it a lot. I was with it last start. It surged again on the line, I thought, last time in a race where Galaxy Raider overcome Streets of Avalon. So I think that form's been franked well and truly. I think that I'm not sure about Vella jumping back on the horse. I'd prefer a stronger rider, like a Craig Williams or something, to be on the horse. But I think, third up, I think it should be ready to absolutely fire. And I think around the sort of the $6 or $7 quote. That's the way I'd be playing.
Yeah, I just think the market's really got this race pretty much nailed down at the moment. I'm not exactly sure there's too much fat, so really I'd like to see some distinct track pattern or some distinct yard parade from one of these before getting involved.
I thought Ring a Ding Ding was really disappointing last start.
But if you forgive that run, he was ridden sort of outside its pattern a bit. Yeah. I suspect they're a little bit colder on it.
Jay Allen.
Yeah, I think it's a horse with like untapped, like it's like a little bit like Hanseatic.
Yep.
Bit of a coiled spring though, can explode. Best bet, boys, value bet and a lay. My best bet is Age of Chivalry in race 5. Race 5, number 1, Age of Chivalry. My value bet is in race 3. It's Benetoy. Race 4, sorry, Benetoy. and I'll be laying Alligator Blood.
I think, yeah, my best is Sylvia's Mother. I think she'll relish the step up to 1400. Matt may be slight concern there, but that might just make her drift. But I think 1400's a great way to play that. I think CHENIER is good value, but I don't think it'll be backed early. I could see sort of $8, $9, or maybe even $10 as reasons I've outlined. I think, yeah, CHENIER and Soul Patch are a good value way to play. And my lay, I'd probably take on 50 stars. I think 3-1 in that field's just a touch too short. There's probably multiple winning chances there, and there's just been a couple of times where 50 stars has just turned it up. It's at the top of the weights against these horses. And level type weights, I just don't like that for him. I think he's a handicapper, needs to be carrying less weight.
Yeah, look, I'll stick with the. This is probably the only reason I'm on the show these days, but to barrack for the West Australians. So best Fabigino. Look, I think the price will actually drift on that horse. Really exciting sprinter. The figures that it's recorded in Perth are huge.
They can explode.
I guess probably the only query for me is it will need Jordan Childs to just basically go handles bars straight down the straight. Go as fast as you can.
Well, I've never seen that happen, so good luck with that.
Just keep going. It's only 1,000.
Value bet, let me guess, in the Guineas.
Superstorm.
West's best.
Great price.
Laying,
well, I probably have to take on Alligator Blood again. I don't really want to.
I think that's fair.
But just the way that we saw a parade last start, it was absolutely at the top, but not that much to come. So, look, it's been a monster training performance already by David Van Dyke to keep this.
And all honours last time. He was there to get beat and he found a way to win.
Yeah.
But I just don't think the way that I've got the day panning out, I don't think it will have everything in its favour this start.
Okay, that's us. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you're back. Plenty of winners on the weekend. Don't forget, if you are interested in getting a little bit deeper into your own form, you've got to get on with puntingform.com.au. We all use it. It's the only thing that's made us take that next little step. And if you do go to Dan Murphy's or Liquorland or BWS, get yourself a case of goat lager. Support us. Support them.
I think we're going to have to take Pete on the next trip. He sounds like needs a bit of love there. Only on the Shotguns of Perth. We didn't bring you back a hat.
You want the hat?
No, I don't want that.